Hi, I'm Leslie. Remember the exercise we did with throwing our right arm onto the bow stick just to feel the weight? We can do the same with our left. You just want to just slap it down without any effort, just feeling, oh, I'm so lazy. And you eventually transfer it, and it's this. It's feeling your elbows pulling back and resting and clinging on to the neck. Or we could try, without the cello, putting your right arm across your chest and putting your left arm across the right. And try lifting your right arm and getting your left to push it back. So I'm trying to push it back. But without any effort, just feel a very heavy left arm pushing it back. Now you try it with your fingers. And if you start squeezing, you can feel it here. All you want to do is to feel that you are using your elbow to pull everything back. I want you to feel the sensation that you have, the fingers on your arm. And now do this. Push your thumb into your arm. The moment you push your thumb into your arm, you will find that you're pushing everything upwards. And your fingers will be fighting the force of the thumb. And that will not work. So this is what happens on the cello fingerboard. When you pull down with your left arm and you push and you squeeze with your thumb, your hand is having a tussle. This is very crucial for you to feel that your fingers actually start from your elbow all the way here. Do not use your fingers for strength. Do not find strength from the knuckles. The strength comes from the shoulders, the elbow, all the way here. When we place our fingers, our hands on the neck of the cello, you want to feel like you are clinging on to a tree branch, that you are clinging on without your thumb. Do not oppose with your thumb. Just feel like you're hanging on to a branch, and you can hang on with one finger, the other finger, and it doesn't make a difference. Why? Because you want to feel your fingers starting from your elbow, so that the strength is equal all the way through. It doesn't matter if I'm using my first finger, or the second, or the third, or the fourth. If I use my arm, and I find strength from the weight of my arm, then every finger will feel equally strong. And if you find that you're just clinging on and hanging on to the neck of the cello, you will not be squeezing with your thumb. So from this angle, you can see how I am rolling my hand without moving my fingers. Okay, this is an exercise you can try. Rather than doing so I keep the integrity of this shape. And I feel that all my action starts from the elbow. Please find strength in your entire hand and in this shape, this dome shape, which is a very strong structure. Find strength in that and not in individual fingers. By lifting fingers, we find that we're giving ourselves a lot of tension. Don't do that. Keep your fingers as low and keep your fingers in a stealth mode. You don't have to show everyone what you're trying to do. In the tutorial about shifting, we talked about fingers being always in a state of readiness. And this applies too with left hand tension. But you have to remember that although I said your fingers need to be in a state of readiness and your fingers need to be prepared to play other notes at any point in time, I do not mean that your fingers are in a state of constant playing tension. Right? You do need a bit of strength, especially when you push down onto the string. There is that tension, but the moment you push down, you need to release. Every time I put a finger down, it goes down and I release. There is that. It is through the release that you find power. You want to find that when you push a finger down onto the string, the other fingers are a bit like jelly. Wobble, wobble, wobble. And so with a shift, release, but if you're pushing down all the time, there is no rest for your muscles and you tire very, very quickly. All of this can work only if you're not hunched over the cello like that. Alright, don't ever do this because there's no strength in this. If you sat straight, I'm not saying that you should be rigid like that. This is very bad too. But with a nice square shoulders, you just want to feel both elbows pulling back, both upper arms pulling back. It is as if you are trying to push yourself out of water. Imagine pushing yourself out of water. You want to do this. You can't do it with the fingers, alright? Just push and of course I'm exaggerating my movements now. Eventually, you really do not need to make a show of pushing your fingers down. Remember, with both hands, you always want to feel the weight of your elbow and the natural weight of the arm on the instrument. And once you learn the difference between squeezing and finding strength in that, which is not right, and using the natural body weight to find power and strength, you will find that your playing will improve tremendously.